Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome into your Sunday edition of the Talking Town podcast, the undisputed, the reigning, the heavyweight Ipswich Town podcast out there. There are others, but why would you bother when you can get everything and more right here? You are now entering the no spin zone. Nothing is off topics, nothing is out of bounds, nothing is unrestricted. It is all right here, it is all right now. I am Martin, I am your host, and I'm joined as always by two lovely people. But more importantly than them two, I want to be joined by you guys. So get yourself in the live chat box. Get yourself on the show if you fancy it. If you've got something to say it on the show or drop it in the chat box and I'll try and make sure it gets on the programme. There's James Wilson chatter. There's Emir Hughes chatter. There's Paul Lambert chatter. Who doesn't love a bit of King Lambo? And of course, nothing is out of bounds. So let's kick things off with reminding ourselves, while you all pile into the virtual public house, just what went down yesterday before I bring in the media mogul. Let's do it.
Judge brings the ball down. A chance for Town to counter-attack forward to Sears. Sears might be away from here. Sears is in on goal. What an opportunity for Ipswich Town. Good save by Savin. Dazelle to Sears. Sears round the corner trying to get Edwards in on goal. Edwards inside the box. Great goal. Lovely finish from Gwion Edwards, who can't stop scoring goals at the moment. It's 4-4 for Ipswich Town, and that was really incisive football from the Blues, and they now lead 1-0 against Accrington Stanley.
There he's made a run inside. Great run.
Stick from Big Sykesy. Sears in on goal. Thinks it over the goalkeeper and scores. As simple as that. Freddie Sears' first league goal of the season puts Ipswich Town 2-0 ahead.
Ticket beer, son. Ticket beer. Matthew, couldn't gone better yesterday, could it?
Very good. Very good. I did like, that was a highlight for me, Mick calling Sykes. Big Sykes.
Big Sykesy. He was very familiar with their centre-half yesterday, wasn't he?
He was. Well, they were units, weren't they? They were some big boys compared to our front three.
Could have got them from MDF, mate. They were absolute units. They were big old boys. So you weren't here yesterday for the match day ticket. No. Bumper success as always. Of course. But what did you make of yesterday's game? We puff, I felt.
Well, first half, massively underwhelmed. I think I texted you that, didn't I?
You did. Yeah.
Massively underwhelmed. I can only presume that they were late calls on Hawkins and Jackson, because it looked like we had to quickly do a rearrangement of the tactics, the formation, etc., and how we played that 4-3-3. And I think that showed in the first half, because like Judge, as usual, was all over the shop, weren't he? He was all over the shop. He was supposed to be weirdly playing that central role, which you might see Messi doing for Barcelona, but it's a bit different in League One, isn't it? But he was, again, he seems to have a license to go where he wants. I even think Sears was at right back at one point, having to cover back. So, yeah, it was a bit of an SH1T show, I thought, the first half. But second half, much, much better. They've also seen what's worked. Maybe Lambert's ready to right act somewhere. I noticed Judge was a little bit, I thought Judge was a little bit deeper in the second half and seemed a little bit more contained, and therefore had more influence on the game. Hence, he got that assist for, I think it was Sears on the second goal.
Well, that was pure pressing, wasn't it, for that second goal? That was just putting a team under pressure and not allowing them out and not allowing them to breathe, which is something I didn't expect us to do without a central figure. But we did it. We did it really well. First half, I agree with you. You know, in what you say there. I just felt our front three were coming so far deep because they were starved in that first half. Whereas second half, we got the ball forward so much quicker, with so much more intent, with so much more purpose, which you have to say, again, it's one of those, it's a theme, isn't it, through our games so far this year, that the first half's been that sort of affair, and then the second half, we've gotten the ball forward much quicker.
That was always a kind of a thing that happened when McCarthy was in charge, because like Mick had this kind of like containment thing in the first half, didn't he? And in the second half was where we would probably go on and win the games. But I mean, Edwards is just like a different player to me. I think back to our summer shows where we did our green card to keep them, amber, I'm not sure, red, get out of the club. And he went straight on the red with him. But he is just
you were.
Player. Yeah, a new lease of life. Well, he annoyed me last season because he would get booked constantly. He didn't seem like his mind was in the game. You can't. It's chalk and cheese now, isn't it? I mean, he looks absolutely fantastic. I was even thinking to myself, there's a good chance he could get back into one of the Welsh squads at this rate.
Absolutely. And obviously the way he's playing come January will be fending off suitors, you would have thought.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah.
I'm wondering where this player's been for the last 18 months. I'll
Yeah.
be brutally honest. And I'm not buying the excuse of playing right wing back, because when you're playing right wing back, you can still influence games. He hasn't done that as often. And yesterday, as I said to Cruncher before the game, big test for him. Stanley are big boys. They'll bully him, or they'll try to.
Yeah.
He didn't let them. Yesterday was the first time in a blue shirt, I really believe he stood up and was counted and didn't allow himself to be marshalled out of a game.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before on the shows, I love flair players. Why Daniel Atkinson was one of my favourite players of all time. And he's suddenly become a flair player. He gets on the ball, he gets you off your seat. You think something's going to happen. He's running at players, he's beating them, he's shooting, he's getting crosses in. Fantastic. That is a worry, of course. I think maybe people might come calling for him now that, our main asset, that's Downs, is on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And that's the problem. We've got James Downing. Edward's confidence is sky high. Fantastic to see. And he's playing with like a man possessed at the moment. Adam Flat's in the building. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon, rather. I've been up a long time. James Downing. The defence is still a worry, bizarrely, especially when we play better teams. On Facebook, you've got Jacob Farrow. Judge and Messi. What a very similar comparison you've just made there.
He was called the Irish Messi at Notts County.
Jeez. I'm sorry about him, guys. Mike Brown. Big concern is Lambert's habit of changing things. While, yes, he didn't change much personnel-wise, switching players out of natural pegs will bite us in future games. I like to think of Edwards as a Swiss Army knife. I know he plays better on the left, but he can play on multiple positions. And with this salary cap, that's so important because he can do 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah, well, we've said that before on some of the other players. That was my argument for keeping Skews. He could do that, right? But I mean, all right, let's not go down that path.
Cruncher, I'll bring you in on that one, Crunch, because he's just said he's going to bring it. Oh, no.
Did he mention that?
He did.
Come on, look. Why put a dampener on? Why put a dampener on things, Matt? We're top of the league, we're flying high, and then you mention him.
Listen, Skews, if Skews is fit, he does give you utility options if needed. Important, as you just illustrated with the.
He's about as mobile as a washing machine.
I know we got an injury crisis, but come on.
Oh,
poor
God.
Old Skews-y. Poor old Skews-y.
No, not having it.
There's a key word in that sentence you've just said there. Trevor Arbin, afternoon all. Important thing about yesterday, another clean sheet, and Edwards is now doing what we got him for. However, with a busy 3 weeks with games and not much room for squad rotation. Elliot, the gamer, I think it's not bad that our strikers aren't scoring, but it will be better for strikers to score. We haven't got any strikers.
He knows his onions. Elliot knows his onions, doesn't he?
We haven't got any strikers fit.
That was the frustrating thing yesterday, Mike, because I felt, the team was no different to the one that played Blackpool, other than Hawkins coming out of the mix. Yeah. It's not like we were missing someone who scores you 25, 30 goals, and you think, oh, God, how are we going to cope in this match? We were just missing the one play, and it was still, the emphasis of attack was still coming from the midfield, wasn't it? It was just disjointed yesterday in the first half.
So Guion is the best start, Matt. 5 goals in 6 games since David Johnson in 99-2000. He got 7 in 6.
Different level,
and best start since 80-81, if you see yesterday.
It's a different level, though.
A different level, but still, everything's relative, isn't it?
Exactly.
We are where we are.
Yeah, I agree. But you have to expect at some point that is it a purple patch of form, or is it the real Edwards we're seeing? Like, is he going to revert back to, middle of the row, or after a certain period of time? I mean, we can't put too much pressure on him, can we?
It's confidence, though, isn't it, Matt? I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, look, last season we were coming off. His introduction to Portman Road was a championship relegation, a change of manager. Maybe he lost his way in that time, and it hung over into last season. But for whatever reason, we've seen players saying they've got different mindsets now.
But then look at the goal. Look at the goal yesterday, Matt. He's ball through to him. He's not even looked at the goal because he knows where he is.
Yeah.
One touch, it's in the corner of the net. And if he's out of form, he probably takes a touch. Defender closes him down, and the chance is gone. So hopefully it continues.
My worry is that he gets injured. My worry is he gets injured, right?
But then you could flip that and you could say he's a player that will benefit when players come back, like Jackson, that added pace, that added dimension. When Hawkins comes back, added something.
Whenever that might be, yeah.
Yeah. Shall we do injuries very quickly and cover what we've got on the graphic? Okay. What have
Is
we
that
got?
New York? Is that New York?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I think I've
right.
been down that road.
That's near where I stayed at Madison Square Gardens, Matt.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right down there. Yeah, I thought I
I didn't
recognised
know that. That's the only copyright-free video I could find with an
Very
ambulance
good.
siren. So I
Very
thought,
good.
why not?
Yeah.
We'll have
Famous
it.
road, yeah.
So what have we got?
A block, they call it, don't they? Well, at the moment, tell me, guys, in the comments and on Facebook or wherever you're watching if I'm wrong, but I've worked out today's injury list as it stands on Sunday is Ward, Skews, Downs, Kane Vincent-Young, Norwood, Drinnan, Hawkins. I'm going to throw a new one in. Missing in action, Tristan Nydam. Still a long way away.
Be fair to the kid.
And Jackson, COVID test.
Oh, okay.
So you got 9.
So what's that? 9. 9 with Tristan. Can I score from it?
Yeah, 9. Look at that. Look, you could almost feel the whole team, a good team, even. You know,
We ain't going to see Jackson on Tuesday, are we? If he's had this COVID test done, there's no way he's going to be in and around the squad until they got the result back.
No. Is it COVID? Is that what
They said?
They've given us. He has a test. He's got a test. He's had a test.
Oh, okay, good.
So they'll
good.
obviously wait for the results, won't they?
So we can take that as the fact he's got some kind of cold flu symptom.
Yes, which might be a worry moving forward in terms of his exposure to the rest of the squad. But if we leave that just for a second, because we don't know if that is or not, he's not going to be match fit. So this is another player that's going to take probably 3, 4, 5 games to get up to speed.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, you got a little run out against Blackpool. Don't forget.
That's all he's had. That's all he's had. How much did he
had?
Pre-season? What, he played a bit against Spurs, didn't he?
Yeah, a little
That was
bit.
Colchester.
Yeah, Colchester. But other than that, he's not played any football. He's another one.
Eric Clacton says KVY is back on the grass. He's which is
good to
good.
hear.
Is he?
Well, I don't know.
You two were debating where he would now fit back in the team yesterday, weren't you?
Doesn't get in the team, Matt, at the minute. He doesn't get in the team.
He'll go left back. He goes left back.
No, Ward will be back. Ward will be back soon.
Oh God, here we go. You don't leave players of his. I mean, this is the argument all over, and we'll get to that a bit later on, I think, with the James Wilson debate coming up. But you don't leave quality players sat on the bench with their value depreciating every single time they're not on a team sheet. Like Wolfenden's value right now is not as much as it was 2 months ago because he's not playing. Clubs will say, well, he can't get past James Wilson. Big Toto is Big Toto. Like he is the GOAT.
But then we wanted a settled team, so we can't have it on both ways, can we?
No, it's very true.
We're talking. No. We're not talking about a settled team. We're talking 1 or 2 changes for the betterment of the team. Like we're not talking wholesale Camelot set of balls 3. We're talking 1, 2.
Play well. You keep the shirt.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes. So
that's true.
Sits on the bench till there's a loss of form.
James
Or
Downey.
we lose a game.
Well, yeah. The injuries are a massive worry. Some injuries are unavoidable. Something's not right, and something isn't right at the football club, is it, at the moment, in terms of injuries? I think that's pretty obvious. Is that fair to say?
It is. I do wish the local paper would ask the question. Have they asked it? I've not seen any. Seen any stories around it.
When did Hawkins do his groin? Then Did he feel it in training?
They said the Blackpool game. It was from the Blackpool game.
But when they asked Lambert a question afterwards, he never knows anything, does he? This is what winds me up. It's like, oh yeah, he's got a groin. Oh, I don't. You're the manager. Ask the physios. Find out what the hell's going on and let us know if you can.
You can't trust Lambert in a presser. Do you remember when we got linked to Alan Judge about a day before he signed? He goes, "Oh, I didn't even know he was available," and then the next day he signed.
Well, that's the major component with football, isn't it? There's no transparency up and down the pyramid in terms of injuries, and they want fans, but they don't want fans. Like they don't want fans to be exposed to too much information, but they equally know that fans are the lifeblood. Like fans should know about their own squad and about their own injuries. Like they should.
It's funny you say, Martin, about transparency. We've not heard anything about how many iFollow passes we've sold. I hear Cambridge. Yes, Cambridge. I think it was Thursday or Friday. I think their chairman had put out a statement saying, "Let's get to 1,000 for the game at Scunthorpe yesterday." Yeah. I've messaged the club 2 or 3 times.
You ain't gonna know.
But why are we not hearing? What have they got to hide?
How much are they getting for those big old sponsorship on someone's seat? That's what another question. Like all these black holes. We only ever hear about the negatives at the football club. Black holes. How much of that is being recouped in advertising and iFollows? And
what do you think to the cameraman yesterday, Matt?
Oh my God!
Was he on whiskey or gin?
Same bloody bloke was back, wasn't he? What that little scare when they went up to where the away fans normally?
That's great. Yeah, that's a highlight. That's a highlight of the first half, wasn't it?
We're taking off there.
Classic.
Listen, for everyone watching and listening, look, we've attempted before to see if we could get into a press conference at Fulham Road to ask these questions, but we are not official journalists, so we've not been given that access. But I was saying to you boys before we came on air, I feel like the EADT, not Andy, Markle, Stu, those guys. I feel the EADT and Archant, who's their paymaster, has gone off the board a bit. I think since we had COVID and the furlough and all that kind of thing, because they've missed the mark with Keenan Bennett signing and Mark McGuinness. They've, I don't see any difference in their content that they're putting out to us. I don't see any difference other than we can't go to the press, we can't go to the games, and they've got the sticker albums come out. I don't know. I just feel like they're skew whiffed on what their priority should be. They should be asking these questions because at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants to know: why the injuries and all that kind of thing.
No comment.
Martin's he collects stickers. Martin, does you know that? Hang on, who collects stickers? I'm a 44-year-old grown man. I'm not going to get a sticker.
If you're a grown man, no, do you know what? I would have done it, and I probably will do it because my nan's got me the book.
It's all coming out now.
It is all coming out in the wash, isn't it? But £1.50 a pack of stickers.
How many you get? 6.
My kids ain't having that. I mean, £1.50. Yeah. We're in hard times. We're in COVID times.
I love a shiny. You love a shiny, don't we? We love a shiny, Matt.
I completed Panini 81. Great moment for me. Signed by Malcolm Allison.
The thing is, though, guys, right? There's 250 stickers, right?
Yeah.
So by completing the book, you've probably spent more than Ipswich Town have on this year on stickers than they have on transfers.
But I think we did say it was a good idea.
Great
idea. It's the wrong timing, If you could go to the ground and you could go in the fan zone and you could get your swapsies out.
Yeah.
Alan, mate, I've got an Alan Judge. Do you want to agree on Edward Swappy? Come on. I ain't going to do that in the fan zone, am I? You're not going to get kicked out. Come on. Adam Flatter, Paul Hirschody.
But he features. Does he feature?
Of course. Well, I don't know. George Burley's
a lovely
in there.
flag. Do you remember the flag? Do you remember that flag? He remembers the flag.
I remember it. Yeah, so do you.
I do remember.
We had a great big ding dong about that, didn't we?
I was defending it. It went well, didn't it?
3 games in? 4 games in?
What did it say? What did it say on it?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't say the truth, though, did it? I'll tell you what, though. Back to the book, just very quickly. Is there a George Burley section by any chance?
Don't get the cruncher started on this. He was eating his sandwich the other day, fuming.
Mark Heath, what did he tweet me? I was good at writing, and I put, reading, writing, arithmetic. He found it quite funny, but in all seriousness, come on.
He did do that good response on Twitter, Mark, didn't he? He was obviously upset about himself, and he goes, "Wait till you find out the sticker's actually Craig Burley."
I do like the guys at Archant. They are good guys. Yeah. You can tell they're really good guys with their heart in the right place.
Yes,
but we want some questions. We want some questions regarding injuries, please, gentlemen.
Because we can't ask them.
No, and the book is now available. Sticker book is now available. You can buy that. Where can you buy that?
Planet Blue, and it's co-op in it, and isn't it in co-ops, East of England co-op stores or something.
Okay.
Same sponsor as the stand.
Right, there we go. So that's
we see that yesterday. That roof got a great viewing yesterday, Matt.
Do you reckon Marcus Evans has asked him to show the roofs so he can say he's had them done?
Maybe.
That's the instruction.
Who is that guy on the camera? I can't believe that's a professional. I'm refused to believe it.
You said that before. Before.
I can't believe it.
It's not Luke Penning, that's for sure, is it? Because it'd be better work if it was Luke.
Do you remember back at pre-season when we watched the Spurs game and it was done like Match of the Day, wasn't it? You had one of the Match of the Day commentators, multiple angles, action replay, beautiful, HD, fantastic. And this...
It didn't matter who was on the camera. There weren't a lot of highlights in that first half, but no matter angles, whatever angles you showed them from. I don't think we're that.
No. When one of the highlights is Mick Mills calling their centre-half... whatever he called him.
Big Sykesy. And also when referencing Accrington beating Leeds 7-0 in the EFL trophy. Because it was the Leeds Premier League team, right?
Yeah, it was. We all know it was. We all know it was. Right. Where do we want to go? Let's go with your story. The Media Mogul story in association with Networking 90. Don't be left in the dark. Get networking. Head to www.networking90.co.uk for more information. And I just want to say networking has done wonders for me. It's done absolutely wonders for me. And I've worked in the sector with networking, and it really does help businesses as well. So anyway, right, Matt, what you got for us today?
So I was looking back last night and this morning on Paul Lambert's press conference quotes. And I'll start calling this Lambert lingo. This kind of persona and words that he uses in these press conferences. Because once again, everything was incredible. It was an incredible win with no strikers. You'll remember when we were bottom of the championship and just lost 2-1 narrowly at home to whoever. It was an incredible performance. Yeah, we were still bottom. All of last season was incredible, wasn't it? Even when we were slipping down the table. And then yesterday was incredible. An incredible win with no strikers. What was on that? An incredible win with no strikers. Freddie Sears?
He's not a striker.
Freddie Sears is a striker. Brought in by Mick McCarthy as a second striker to Murphy. And you remember one of his first games, a couple of goals as that second striker against Birmingham, 4-2. Absolutely fine, wasn't he? The reason he's not seen as a striker anymore is because McCarthy, probably Hurst and Lambert all stuck him out wide to fill gaps. He's still a striker. He could have played down the middle. And I said to you boys yesterday, he could have fulfilled that with a lack of other players. He could have fulfilled that kind of Vardy on his own role. I see, he's sort of similar height to him.
Not quite as quick. Not quite as quick, is he?
More clinical.
But, well, yeah. I said that yesterday. He doesn't need like 10 chances.
You've dropped 2 pearlers today. Judge is Messi, and now Freddie Sears is Luke Vardy.
Where
are we going next?
Jamie Vardy, not Luke.
He's more like Luke Vardy.
We got linked to Vardy once when he was on the periphery at Leicester. And I remember thinking, he ain't all that, is he? He's come out of the non-league game. But there you go. Time's a great teller.
He's as good as John Akindi, Matt.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there we go.
Listen, I heard that comment yesterday. John Akindi's goal record is as good as forwards. Go and have a look.
Oh, BA. Well, what about records?
You can't argue with facts. Big John.
No.
And he would cost a quarter of the price, I'm sure, on wages. So apparently we didn't have any strikers, but Sears is a striker for me, and I'm sure a lot of the guys here would agree. And also, we don't have any money to bring another striker in, because I still feel like we need one. Because, any more injuries, and we're in trouble again. We don't have any money to do anything. We have no money to do anything.
He didn't come out with that normal phrase. He used to say, we need a little bit of help. We need a little bit of help, he used to say. He's not said that yet.
We need a little help. Yeah, no.
It's no normal.
But, let me tell you, somehow administration hit Wigan and found the dough to bring Will Keane in until January. I'm surprised we didn't go back for him, in all honesty. Because I think Lambert is the kind of person that would always call upon players that he's used before in a crisis. And we are in an injury crisis. So I thought he might have done that, but apparently we didn't have the money. But Wigan, administration hit Wigan did. They've sold all the family silver and they've found some dough. There we go. So are we a big fish in this division or not? Because we've got no money.
Well, AFC Wimbledon, mate.
Everyone else seems to have found the dough.
Look, we ain't got no money. All right?
Sunderland found the dough to bring Danny Graham in.
I don't know if you've ever seen a Sunday Times rich list, but we've got no money, and I'm the Pope.
I don't think we need a striker. I don't think, honestly, we need a striker. We've got 4. They're all injured. We're only playing one up front anyway. Why do we need another one? Why do we need another one?
I said to you yesterday, didn't I? If we have a bad week, we've got Doncaster and Lincoln coming up. These are going to be tough games, both away. And Rob said it on the show yesterday, didn't he? What we do. If we have a bad week, the alarm bells will start ringing. Why haven't we got another striker? I can see it.
I was saying last night, look, I just want a striker for 15 games because there's 15 games between now and the start of the next window, right? If the start of the next window is the exact same time as it always has been before, and I believe it is. 15 games. How many games is Jackson going to take to be full fitness? Let's say 3. So 13 games for a striker. Yeah. Hawkins, groin strain could be a month.
Yeah, he said about Hawkins, he's hoping for next Saturday if he has to miss Tuesday. But the thing is, we don't know, do we? Because they never ever put a time scale on anything.
No, but give me a striker that's more along the line in his development than Tyree Simpson, because Tyree Simpson, in all due respect, but I keep hearing this. We should throw him in. We should give him a chance.
No,
what is he at? What is this? Is my question. What has he actually shown in his 3 games?
Should have scored yesterday. He had that chance right at the end. All he's got to do is hit the ball and he passed it. He's a rugby player. He's a man mountain. He's a rugby player, and he should go to the National League and learn his trade there.
Well, this is it. This is it. I mean, a player from, say, Liverpool on loan under the salary cap is probably going to be more along the line of his development than Tyrese Simpson. Equally, if you're away at Lincoln next week and you're 0-0 in the 83rd minute or the 73rd minute or 60th, whatever minute, is Simpson going to change a game? No. Probably not.
He's well out of his depth, the poor lad. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I don't want to drown him so early in his development, because that's how you stifle potential. You put too much on the shoulders.
Get him into National League like Wolfenden did when he went to Bromley. Go to one of them clubs. But I've got the answer anyway, boys.
Go on, then.
Guten Tag. Is that big complainer? What are you doing? Get him in. The German giant.
Big Cole.
Get him in. And he can play right wing. That's where he scored all his goals for Union Berlin. Best of both worlds.
I've got some comments for you. I've got Benjamin Michael. Lambert is Trump. Asking about injuries, you're fake news. Anything else? It's beautiful, amazing. People, we've done amazing things, incredible things. Mike Brown, with so many forwards injured, would you take Rudy Gestede? As far as I know, he's out of contract and still only 32. And of course, I think he's been injured. So he's ticking boxes.
Fits the bill. He
was last at Middlesbrough, I think. Was he last at Middlesbrough?
Yeah.
Lee Brown, we don't need any more players. Our squad is huge. Fair point. Benjamin Michael, they do give a time scale. You just need to add 3 months to it.
Yeah.
He's on fire today, Benjamin. I like this, Ben. Keep it up. Craig, with Holy kicking long to judge like yesterday, we need a striker over 5'6". Adam Flatt, Colin De Kaiser. Dan Whitty, welcome in, my man. League One, not that hard, to be fair. We bounced straight away and were... It's too early for me to say that word. It's far too early. I'll get taken off air. Zach Brown. See, this is the thing, right, Eric? And you're still driving home. But Eric says Zach Brown could be the hidden diamond. What? This is it. I completely get the opinion, and I respect where you're coming from, Eric. But that's one game in the under 23s, and suddenly we're saying, right, Eric, right, Zach, out you go. You're our main man to change this game at Lincoln away or Sunderland away. That's big pressure.
It is. You look back in the day when we had Darren. How old was Darren Bent when he came in, Matt? But he'd been scoring goals all through the age groups, hadn't he?
Was he 17? Yeah. He tells me 17.
So
I remember him. I can remember him queuing up behind me to get a drink at a game when he didn't even made his debut. I was like,
it weren't half time, was it?
That's what Darren Bent kid. Yeah.
But he'd been scoring goals, hadn't he? He'd been scoring goals all through the age. People saying about Tyrese Simpson. He's wet behind the ears, isn't he? He needs to go out and learn. And people saying bring him on against centre-halves like yesterday. We see him against Coventry last season. Eaten for breakfast. Did not get a kick.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what people have seen that I haven't in the limited game time. That they saw one shot at Coventry where he turned and spun, had a good shot. He'll do that, but it's not consistent enough. And I'm just like, that's not really where a club the size of Town in this division should be calling upon off their bench at any point.
Coxey's comments there. Quainer could not go up for a head and win it with a ladder. That's true, actually. He wasn't the great in the air, was he?
What's Murphy doing these days? Welcome in, Sid. Sid, how you doing? Hope you're well.
He went back to Ireland, didn't he?
Yeah, he's in Waterford. Yeah, he's gone back to Waterford.
Mark Bennett. Bennett's going to get more minutes soon, question mark.
Well, I mean, that's another thing, isn't it? If Edwards did fall injured, at least we got Bennett. He had a little cameo yesterday, didn't he? He scored that goal in the week. He could play a striker role as well. He's played striker before, but obviously he is a wide player. I think he's his
All right, let's follow Brian's lead and get a little bit more positive. Talk to me, Cruncher. Let's have some.
Mourinho's in charge, I think.
Let's have any issues, and then we'll have your crunching tackle.
Yeah, it was a good win. Professional performance. I think we stuck to our guns and got there in the end. Another 3 points. So yeah, I think they made it a little bit tricky. Fair play to them in the first half. So it took us a little while to get to grips with the system and stuff, and we played without a striker, and I think we've done well considering the situation, and we brought them down eventually, and credit to the boys, Gui, being clinical in front of goal, and kept the clean sheet, which was important for us. It's tough, they got big boys, so it was a good performance from us, and look to go again on
Look to go again. Even he laughed when he said go again.
He was ecstatic, wasn't he? He was ecstatic with that win.
So, Crunch, what you got for us, pal?
James Wilson. Let's talk about James Wilson. I know you I liked your little tweet last night, Martin, and I sent you a picture of the pizza, which you didn't like the pizza, did you? I didn't buy it.
Meat, pal.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I was just going down that aisle, and I thought, oh look, there's a pizza. I'll take a picture and tweet it, as you do. I see Jordan was tweeting out this morning. He was saying that James Wilson, he always delivers. He wouldn't get anywhere near the first 11. I don't agree with him at the minute. Look, I do agree with you. Look, we all know Wolfenden, he's the future, but we've played 6 games. We've conceded 2 goals. Like we said, I can't remember a couple of games ago, the back 4, if we'd have said that was the back 4 playing at the start of the season, Kenlock, Wilson, NCR and James at right back, we'd have all thought, we're in trouble here. We would have thought that, wouldn't we? But they've been really solid. And James Wilson, he's a no-thrills player. Like I said yesterday, kicks it, heads it, blocks it, does the simple things.
Yeah.
Maybe he got carried away a little bit in the first half when we were playing it around at the back and he sprayed the ball out to the right-hand side. He got away with that. That's not really his game. Although, a couple of times, like the game at MK, I think once, first half yesterday, he stepped into midfield, had a little run. So
He likes a little run.
Yeah.
He likes to run with the ball.
He's going to do a Titus Bramble, Matt, one of these days and steamroller his way right the way through. But like we said the other week, when he came in, he was sort of on the scrap heap, weren't he? He came in on trial.
Released by Lincoln.
Toto done his hamstring in Germany. And he's sort of... He must think he's hit the jackpot, you know. He's played for Sheffield United, probably, other than that, Ipswich Town, well, we're a bigger club than them, aren't we? I know at the minute they're in the Prem. But he's showing... Playing every week. Yeah. He's a decent player. He's a good squad player. Yes. I thought personally, I would have given him my man in the match yesterday. I've done a poll. I know Edwards is ahead, but I think James Wilson, he's been outstanding. And I think people should give him a little bit more credit than he's getting.
He got 8 out of 10 in the papers today, and Edwards was given 8 out of 10, so he was close to being man of the match. But I mean, what did he do specifically yesterday that you really liked? What really stood out for you as a defender?
He does the simple things. Look at him up in the corner there with his hands folded.
I'm interested to hear what you're going to say.
Yeah, he done the simple things. He blocks it, he heads it, he kicks it. There wasn't no hoofing yesterday, mate. I know we couldn't yesterday because there was none of the hoof for hope because we didn't have anyone up front. And like with Luke Chambers, I think he can pass the ball. I'm not saying it's one of his best strengths that he's got, but I think with Lambert, the way they're playing, they're having to adapt, aren't they? Him and Toto at the back, because he wants it on the floor. He wants to play it short from the goalkeeper. Yeah, I like that bit of play. I know he got away with that pass yesterday, but I liked it how they were knocking it around. Yeah, it could have gone pear-shaped, and we'd have all sat here saying, "No, that James Wilson, what was he doing?" But it is a confidence thing. It's a confidence throughout the team, and it's confidence throughout him because he knows Doncaster Tuesday he's going to play. He's going to play again on Saturday at Lincoln, and he's playing well. So at the minute, he keeps the shirt. And, there's no need to change anything with that back, with the back 5. They're nailed on, I thought, for the next few games. And unless Ward comes back in or one of them gets an injury, they're nailed. Let's not be negative. We've conceded 2 goals in 6 games. We've 3 clean sheets on the spin at home, haven't we? 3 2-0 victories. And so, look, keep him in the team.
100%. No, I agree with you. I think he probably comes across, like you say, he hit the jackpot. You get released by Lincoln, you don't think you're going to end up at Ipswich Town, do you? You probably think you're going to end up maybe going into the non-league game or something. So, see,
Adam's right there with his comment. The shots they had in that first half, Accrington, they were all from outside the box, weren't they, Matt?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, all long-range efforts, weren't they? But I think Wilson probably comes across as the consummate professional, which is probably what Lambert likes. And he probably trains well, looks after himself. Remember, he's had a little taste of international football. He has got a Welsh cap.
Yeah,
so, you know, he has gone into that elite world, albeit just stepped a toe in there. So I think he's probably good to have around, and he's getting his opportunities. So fair play to him, yeah. 100%.
He's playing well. But I still remember him playing really well last year to earn a contract, and then it went from there. So he has, for me, got a little bit of form in playing well pre-Christmas and then not so well after Christmas, and the whole team didn't play well. And
But I was going to say they all went off
that.
a cliff, didn't they? They all went off a
They
cliff.
did. But I was sat here this time last year, well, not this time last year, but maybe December time, saying I wouldn't extend his deal because I feel he's reached the ceiling, and I don't feel, he's very much the David Murphy type of centre half that when we were in the Championship, we would talk about teams coming up, and you'd say, oh well, Darren Bent would skin those League One defenders alive. He's very much that sort of. He's a 6 out of 10, but he's nothing that's going to push you over the edge. My question, I suppose, would be: would we be worse with Wolfenden in the team? No. Would we have conceded goals with Wolfenden in the team? Well, no, probably not, because he's not worse than Wilson. He's better than Wilson. Would we have been better going forward with Wolfenden, who can play a little bit? Potentially. Is he the future? Yes. Is Wilson the future? No.
Is Wilson a better defender? Is Wilson a better defender than Wolfenden?
No.
I don't know. I think he might be. He might be.
No, not that. No. Like I said yesterday, if I had to, do an analogy, Wilson is a pizza. If you're hungry, he'll do the job. But he's a cheese and tomato. No frills, does the job. But
I like cheese and tomato. I like cheese.
Yeah, so do I if I'm hungry. But if I'm, it's not going to get you going, is it? It's not going to go, oh, yeah, tonight's dinner is a cheese and tomato pizza. You want a Mighty Meaty or a Texas barbecue. You want a stuffed crust. You want something that's a bit special. And Luke Wolfenden, compared to James Wilson, Luke Wolfenden is, he's the Mighty Meaty. He's the Texas barbecue.
I feel sorry for McGuinness. I want to see McGuinness.
I was going to say, you've still got him to come in.
Waste of a loan.
We've got no strikers, Matt, but we've got centre-halves coming out of our ears, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well,
he's supposed to be the new Tony Adams, according to the academy staff at Arsenal. So, what kind of pizza would that be?
I don't know. I've not seen him play, other than one game at Portman Road where he had the run of the pitch.
What type of pizza's Toto then?
Toto? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't know. I had a few beers last night. We all know our first night out, don't we?
Anyone out there in the comments? If you had to describe Toto as a pizza, what would he be?
And I wouldn't go with the Adam Flatt comment. Normally, I agree with Adam Flatt every time, but I can remember several games. Wigan, we conceded chances for fun. MK Dons opened us up. Teams have created chances on us. We've not looked 100% rock steady.
I wouldn't say no one's opened us up. Wigan should have scored 2 goals. From set pieces. But other than that, I don't think no one's really opened us up yet.
So I think airing threats against Wigan, weren't they? Crosses and corner.
Yeah.
And when you look at the league fixtures, let's be brutally honest, they've been really kind, and we expected maximum points out of these games. So, I just want to tamper the expectation a little bit. James Wilson's played well, but he's not up here like some people this morning are saying, best player we've got. I mean, bring it down a little bit. Rein that back in.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah.
Who said that? I'm not saying he's the best we've got. He's a decent player. He's a decent League One defender.
He's doing why he's in
doing his job.
Yeah, he's proving why he's in the squad. That's what you want. When Wolfenden or Toto or Chambers is out injured, you want someone to step up for a run of games that can still maintain a level. But you kind of know at some point it's going to drop off again. And I just as a player, I hate coming into teams that have started losing when they've been winning, because often you lose another one and you're seen as, well, it didn't really work, so we'll bring him back out, we'll put him back in. It's always harder to come back into a team when they're losing as opposed to winning. Do you know what I mean?
But if we're going to win the league this year, and I think that's what we all want to do, we're not going to lose that many games, are we?
Well, no, 100 points, 100 goals. So how many games is that going to lose? Not many.
Well, Adam said on the show last week, didn't he? It's got to be top 2 as a very minimum.
Yeah,
I agree. Yes.
Yeah,
and I agree. Lee Brown, very underrated as Wilson. Rob Smith says Mighty Meaty. Mike Brown says ham and pineapple, as does Craig. Reese Curtis, do we even need McGuinness? Well, at this rate, probably not. Let's shift our focus to the left side of the fence, because Sid Driver, opinions on Kenlock, boys. Personally, if he keeps up his performance, I think he can nail himself in that number 3 position.
Ooh, that's a big statement, saying he's going to nail it, I think, Matt. When he's been here, like we said last week, this is his 3rd manager he's been under, and he's never really nailed that left-back spot down. He's played well for a few games. Look, he played well yesterday. I thought he had a good game. You said at half-time, Martin said he'd take him off because he had no one to mark, did he?
Well, I'd take him off for a Reece Bennett, somebody who's a bit more direct and pacier. But he's played really well. He's grabbed the chance with both hands.
It's what we wanted. This is what we want when people are injured. You need people to come in and take the chance. He's got 2 tough tests coming up. Doncaster away and Lincoln on Saturday. So we'll see how he goes in them. Hopefully, look, if Stephen Ward's fit, I would thought he'd come back in.
He comes back. If he's and Kane is also there. Look who's waiting in the wings. Ward and Kane. You're not going to pay Ken Look over those two.
Well, of course you
for me, anyway.
Well, Cruncher would, apparently.
But he did do well. Yeah, give Miles credit. No one wants to see him do bad. I keep saying this. We don't want to see him do badly. He did do well yesterday.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's true. And Nick Muller asked, do you get a star on your shirt for winning this league?
Yeah, why not?
Nick.
If it annoys them all up at Carrow Road, then why not?
Emir Hughes, I questioned before the game about his involvement after a lackluster display the week before. But yesterday, for me and my money, he played really well. I was really impressed with Emir Hughes. He kept the ball well. He moved it forward well. He made some intelligent runs when he had to. First half, bit quiet. Second half, I really felt he came into it a little bit. Did you guys feel Emir Hughes was of old yesterday?
I wouldn't say of old, but he certainly looked better than he has been. I've always said he seems like he's lost his mojo or whatever. So maybe it's slowly coming back. But he's got Nolan breathing down his neck now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
To get back in the side. So
Hughes. Look, the team as a whole improved second half. The midfield first. Him and Bishop, first half were quite quiet. Second half, they both played well, I thought. And like I said to you yesterday, Martin, Hughes, he should keep his place for Tuesday now. There's no need to bring that. Nolan's, look, he's chomping at the bit. I thought he'd done quite well when he came on. Mick Mills was quite impressed when he came on. And that's what you want. When your subs are coming on, you need them to make an impression. If they're coming on for, say, 20 minutes, they've got to show something. It's no good coming on and with your head down, I'm on the bench. They have to show something. But Hughes, he stays in the team. And he'll get better if he plays games.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah, you could see a little bit of ring rust coming off yesterday, and he was really starting to become the Emir Hughes we thought he could be in this division. And we want to see a little bit more, as Matt says. But overall, I felt my takeaway from yesterday was that Emir Hughes was maybe starting to recapture a little bit of something that the week before he looked like he hadn't got anymore.
Yeah, I'm not really buying this. I've seen it on the match day ticket the other week. I'm not really buying this argument he's not had enough game time. Played 90 minutes against Fulham, did half hour against Arsenal. He's made appearances this season in League One. I don't know. Maybe he just needs a rocket up his backside.
I feel he's the sort of player. He needs a kick.
Yeah.
And I mean that the nicest way. He needs a kick so he knows, hey, I've just come through that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'd love to see that Hughes from Aston Villa away when he bursts in the box and gets on that end of that McGoldrick cross. That's what we'd love to see. I don't know if he's got that in him now because he's obviously had some injuries. But look, he plays again Tuesday. Let's hope he has another good game and then he continues in the team.
It's down to him, isn't it? If he keeps having good games, he'll keep Nolan out of the team. And it's up to Nolan to be able to show in training or when he needs cameo appearances from the bench that he's better to put in there.
Sid Driver, simple answer to that question, no.
We will. This is Ipswich. There's going to be injuries. We will see him. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. We will. Yeah, that's the worry, isn't it? You get injuries. But then again, we're sort of packed in midfield. So it depends when he's back. Is it a couple of months he's out now?
3 months. 3 months. Correct. That's December. That's New Year.
He's not going to come. I don't. Well, with COVID, who knows when the season's going to finish? That's the thing.
Is that why we haven't got the money to bring in another striker? Because of that deal. Which you boys said was too early, didn't you say? We've gone to market too early now.
There's no need to.
I feel Lincoln played it really well this year in terms of releasing their players, letting them find their market value in a new market, and then possibly bringing them back or not bringing them back. I feel you could have done the same thing with Cole. I feel you could have said, look, Cole, we want to keep you if the money is right, but go out, get your agent to source any deals, but let us know what you've been offered, and if we can beat it, we will. And then you would have known sort of where the market saw him as a player, couldn't you? Instead of rushing in, like a 17-year-old on the night out, having 18 Jaeger bombs and passing that before midnight. You would have known where you were.
Because obviously he wanted to stay. Look, he's obviously settled in the area. His kids are at school. So it makes sense to him. And then he wants to continue as a coach. I'm not against him taking his coaching badges or whatever at Ipswich if he coaches the under-18s. 23, something like that. But playing wise, I would kept him on as a coach, sign him on in an emergency if we needed him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But we are where we are. So Cole Skews, possibly not. But we'll wait and see. So should we move on to our goats? Because I know there's been a few goaty moments this week, and let's have some. Are you a business owner? Maybe COVID-19's got your goat. Well, Networking 90 can help. Head to www.networking90.co.uk for more information. I love that guitar at the end.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right, what's got us angry this week? And by the way, I'm not getting red because I'm angry. I'm getting red because her upstairs has left the bloody eating on. I mean, how much money is this costing me?
Take your jumper off.
I can't. I've got nothing underneath.
Oh, well.
Fire away, boys.
I think we got a double goat, haven't we, Matt?
We're both on the same page here, aren't we?
Friday afternoon, it pops up. Harry Wilson. He signed. Swansea City wanted to sign him on loan. It didn't go through. Cardiff City have signed him on loan for a loan fee of 1.2 million. And then it was rumoured. I've done a little bit of digging here, Matt. I don't know if they said he was on 60k a week, but then there's other reports saying 25, 30. But apparently, Cardiff City are going to pay all of his wages. But early October, Mehmet Dallam, the Cardiff chairman, he said, we're losing 3.5 million every month. Now, and then I got in a bit of a discussion with a Cardiff fan, and he was telling me that they're a top 4 team, and I was saying, no, they're not. And then you said, before promotion, I think you said 8th, 11th, 12th. I know they've sold a few players. They've still obviously got the parachute payment. I think this is the second year. But then it comes back to Championship teams wanting money filtered down from, please help me. The begging bowl's out.
Yeah, begging bowl is out, isn't it?
Well, and then you wonder, Matt, why the Premier League have not put anything in place to help these teams, because that's not sustainable. It can't be.
No, it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? It's a rock and a hard place at the moment, isn't it? I think, with it all going on. I
just feel that the Premier League needs to sort of bypass the Championship, because outside of a few clubs, Barnsley, Wickham, etc., they are all owned by multi-millionaires, and they don't need the money half as much as Accrington and Stanley yesterday do, or AFC Wimbledon, and you have to kind of go round the Championship and say, look, you are a Premier League 2 at this stage, whether you admit it or want to own it or not, you are. And this Harry Wilson deal, it just proves it. It's madness.
I mean, everyone forgets his parent club is Liverpool, of which he's made first team appearances in the Cups.
He's never going to play he won't play in the league for him, will he?
He's done 11 appearances for Wales.
But his agent needs a big pat on the back, because at what point did somebody think this man who's done faff all in football was worth 60 grand a bloody week?
Well, we touched on it last week with Adam, didn't we, when we said these lads nowadays, they're getting these big fat contracts, big cars, before they've ever done anything in the game. I'm not saying Harry Wilson. I think he's a talented player. He showed at Derby. He done all right at Bournemouth last year. Is that his level, sort of Championship, sort of bottom half of the Premier League? But to be even on 30 grand a week, come on.
Yeah. And can we say money has improved the game? Because I watched Man City Arsenal. Well, I watched 10 minutes and I got absolutely bored out of my mind. It's sanitized. It's characterless. It's just industrial. It's almost like watching someone's put together Pop Idol the Rivals again. You know what I mean? And it's manufactured a football match full of just random elements, and it's not. Where's Vieira versus Keane gone? Where's the passion, the thunder, the blood, the guts, the stuff that made the game? I'm sounding old. Made the game.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree.
It's a game. It's now the Premier League is a game played by millionaires, isn't it?
But has money improved the game? Like, are we better? We have these Twitter accounts saying crap 90s football, but you still get crap football now, and they're all on 4, 5, 6 times as much money.
Yeah. I'm not watching Premier League until we see some kind of bailout for League 1 and 2.
I'm not watching.
I'm sticking with my La Liga. But talking of money, there is a team that was in the Premier League not so long ago, Stoke City. They director is Denise Coates, and the Coates family, you might know, are behind Bet365, and she managed to pay herself 200 million quid.
Okay.
Even last year or the year before, 200 million, which of course is the money that we're looking to see put down into the EFL to give everyone a bit of a lifeline. But I go back to something I mentioned a couple of weeks back. Oliver Dowden, who's the culture secretary, has already given £1.57 billion to arts and culture. Fantastic. No one wants to see any of those kind of things closing down. So you've had 500 grand going to like the National Maritime Museum. The Beamish Living Museum of the North has got almost £1 million quid. Means that they can carry on and doing the services that they do. Why is football not getting that bailout even from the government? Because I think they're probably waiting for the Premier League to do it. They know how much money's floating around. But we should have had this back in July, which is when the arts and culture got their money.
But who are you giving it to? Because you don't. Where's
League One and Two to begin with? That's where and the Premier League said they were going to give 50 million quid, which is not really much at all, is it? Across those four, so that's not even. Is that just over £1 million quid each?
Yeah, it's not.
Take out all the loss of revenue, your wages.
Yeah,
come on, it needs to be better than that.
Big time, and I don't think anyone would argue with that. And I don't think it's one of those things. But then any money put in, you've got big boys in the champ who are going to be in the first in the pecking order, and those big boys are awarding themselves, money. So it's coming to a point. Football, it's coming to a real point. And whether we see it now or in my lifetime or my son's lifetime, but at some point we're going to get a rugby sort of situation where you've got a rugby union and a rugby league, because there's going to be a break at some point. There's just going to be.
It was spoken about in the Football League papers today, where they've actually put a proposal together, just as a journalistic thing, that League 1 and 2 will go into regional divisions. It was like Division 3 South and North back in the 50s, to cut down on travel time and costs at hotels and all that kind of thing. And I read through it and I thought, actually, this makes a lot of sense at the moment. And obviously we would be in League, so you combine League 1 and 2, and that becomes League 1 North and League 1 South, and then you work out your promotion to the Championship like that.
And then you've got a lot of non-league national clubs, as I said here, that are on the brink. Do you solve that problem first?
I think they did get some money, didn't they, Matt? The National League.
I think they have had, whether they've had it, but I do know that there was a proposal put to them, which I think they've accepted. I'll have to have a little look into that. They've accepted it, but we're all hanging by a string here in League 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And the Premier League aren't helping themselves with the pay-per-view games now, so you've got to pay 15 quid if you're not on Sky if you want to see the match.
Yeah, but you're right. If you support an Arsenal and Man City, you're hardly going to have to pay out. If you support a Burnley, you're going to probably shell it. You pay your subscription already for Sky. You've probably got BT as well. Then you could have to pay another. And you're getting Sky coverage.
We're shelling out a tenner for what we got yesterday. The cameras all over the bloody shop.
Well, me and Crunch have had this discussion before, haven't we, Crunch, about is it worth a tenner? And you're saying it's only a tenner, and I'm saying, but that's £9 too much.
We can do 20 quid, didn't we, on away games this week?
Like, what are you getting, right?
I'm not paying Tuesday. I'm not paying Tuesday because I wouldn't be in. I wouldn't be home, so I'll just listen on the radio.
Right.
But you can catch up the day after. I can watch the Donny game. It'll be on the I Follow Ipswich. It'll be on Wednesday afternoon, so I can watch it then.
I'll watch it. What, all 90 minutes will be on with it?
Yeah, the whole game. Yeah, they show the whole game.
There you go. We're talking about money, right? Crunch, you like a bit of Carlsberg, don't you?
I don't mind Carlsberg.
Good stuff, because a great, I'll sound like Donald Trump. A great, fantastic deal from our friends at Best Burger. A £1/2 cheese and bacon, right? With a choice of either Carlsberg or Foster's for only a tenner. £10 for a burger and a pint. I mean, you can't get better than that. That's better than the iFollow deal for me.
Yeah, it probably is.
Do you know what I mean?
You feel more satisfied.
£1/2 bacon and cheeseburger.
Are they still sponsoring the matchday ticket?
Yeah, they're sponsoring everything, mate. They're so big, they sponsor everything.
Can't we have some samples, Matt? Just
yeah. Some snacks.
Funny you should say that, because I am currently, this hand is talking to this hand, and they are currently trying to get some sort of lunchtime samples for the show, because you've got to show the wares, right?
Well, definitely.
And bring the Carlsberg as well. Well, I'll show them from here, and you can obviously look at them, and I'll allow that. My goat this week is... I don't really have a goat this week. I'll tell you what I've not really liked is all these Where Are the Boo Boys? comment where, and I saw a video today from an account which had a load of messages about Gwion Edwards. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, and then some sort of video showing how they were also wrong. Why can't we just be happy players are proving people wrong and say, well done to that player? Like Luke Chambers, right? I've often had a go at Luke, I'll be honest. I'm happy he's proving me wrong. I'm happy he's playing well.
Exactly.
And John Nolan. Every time John Nolan plays well, I am delighted. I don't mind eating the John Nolan crow.
Freddie Sears, what did I say about him at half-time yesterday?
Yeah.
And he went and scored.
I can't repeat what you said yesterday.
But that doesn't worry me. Look, we are allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And you should. That's what I
We've
said
many times, haven't we? We're happy to be proved wrong if Ipswich do well. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just don't like the comments about where are the boo boys or where are the people who said this or that. Like, celebrate opinions, whether you agree with them or not, and just be celebrating the fact that Town are top, and it's entering into the middle of October with 2 crucial games coming up. So let's quickly touch on those before we depart. We've got Doncaster on Tuesday. Steve and Neil will be joining me live in the studio to pull that one apart. And then we've got Lincoln at the weekend.
Anyway, quick update. Ipswich Town women's ladies team are winning 4-0 already. 4-0 after 20 minutes after going to Peterborough Northern Star in the FA Cup.
They are amazing.
Go on, the girls.
They are amazing.
And top of the table in their league as well?
No game next week, Matt, because they've had 7 call-ups for the England age groups.
Wow.
They got 5 in the under-19s and 2 in the under-18s. So big shout out to Joe Sheehan and the Tractor girls.
Yeah.
I bet who scored? I bet I can guess. You've got Sophie Peskett would have got 2. Natasha would have got 1.
King.
Who scored?
Thomas. Molly Sutherland scored.
Oh, they're sharing it around this week.
Yeah, they got 4. Well, last week they were 7-0 up at half time against Cambridge.
Well, yeah. I thought it'd be a rugby score come full time. I really did.
No lack of strikers in that team, then.
No. Saying we can't borrow one, really, isn't it? Did we see the incident yesterday with Aguero?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the liner.
Where do we sit on it?
It's a nothing incident. I think
It's
nothing
to me.
They showed some clips. I was looking this morning on Twitter, and they've got obviously male officials and players with their arms round them.
Sorry.
Pogba
Cheers,
touching the ref on the head. So why does it have to be different?
As a father of a 12-year-old girl, I didn't like it. I don't like it. I'm against it. It was a condescending tap. It was a, never mind.
Because was it over a throw? It was over a throw-in, wasn't it? That she gives to Arsenal.
I think he meant it in really good faith. I think he meant it in a really nice way and not anything negative. But we've got to set a precedent in football at this point and say, look, there's a line. Officials and players, don't touch any official, male, female, alien, whatever. Don't touch an official. It's an automatic yellow, or bring a sin bin in. I know Adam will enjoy that. Bring a sin bin in. Do something and say, look, male, female, or otherwise, no touching officials. Done. Because you don't touch an official, do you? Surely, come on, have some respect.
No, I probably agree with that. I mean, it was just a little tap on the shoulder, but you're probably right. Yeah, I'll probably agree with that, mine. Yeah.
Good. Right, Doncaster and Lincoln. What are we doing? What are we saying? Maximum points.
What's Sid saying now? What's he just said?
Sid says, keep the unbeaten run going. I'll take 4 points now from Donny. Steve says, straight red, never touch an official. He's with me. And
It's only because he's an Arsenal fan he's saying that. You do know that.
We'll let that one slide. Louis Sharp, he's agreeing with me, so we'll let it slide. If it was a young lineman and he made the wrong decision, it wouldn't have been a problem. I don't know what he's... Right, so anyway, Doncaster and Lincoln. So, talk to me. What are we doing? How are we saying it?
What we thinking? These are 2 tough games, I think, especially with the injuries and everything. I always like how Mick Mills always says, people might say, I'll take a couple of points. I'll take a draw and in both games. But maybe we're better off losing one to get 3 points in another.
That's what I think we're going to lose one and win one, Matt. I'm not sure what way. I think we might lose Tuesday and then we might beat Lincoln Saturday.
They play some good stuff, Donny, don't they? They've got a good manager in Darren Moore. Maybe we'll come unstuck in one of these. I hope not. But
Mick Mills says Donny for the top 6. He said yesterday
I
at the end of the game, he reckons.
They play some good stuff. Okay.
Look it. We're trying to have a sensible conversation.
You should have collapsed to the floor, clutching her face.
Thank you very much, Adam, for the £2 donation. We appreciate that. Good weekend of content. Thank you very much. The rest of you can follow his lead if you like,
So come on, what are we saying then? Are we going to take? So what are we going to be pleased out 2 games? 3 points from 2 games?
Well, we look. If we got 2 draws and we're still unbeaten, we'd be happy, wouldn't we?
That'd be good. Yeah.
I'm with Graham. 6 points, maximum points. Why not? We're Town.
Why not? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why not?
We're unbeaten. We're a good team.
Realistic?
James Wilson at centre half. Clean sheets all round.
Maybe Ollie Hawkins will be back for one.
Where are you playing Freddie? Up the middle?
He should be out the middle for me.
I can't say bench, can I? We ain't got any strikers left. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's a winger. Yeah. He's a winger. He's not a winger.
He'll never be a winger.
Striker. He's a striker who's filled a gap.
When are we going to see Jack Lancaster? I'm getting tired of this now.
I think we've got to be patient. Be patient with him. It's a long season ahead. We've only played 6 games. There's plenty of opportunities. We've got a lot of games coming up.
I'd play Jack over Judge, I think. I'll put Jack on the right, Green on the left, and Freddie down the middle. There you go. That's where I'd go.
I just want to see the ability that he's got, because we all know he's a good player, and we
saw it against Bristol Rovers, didn't we?
It's not coming. You don't. This is back to Dobra. This is Dobra now. You don't fulfil potential sat on the bench. Now Dobra, for some reason, decided not to go out on loan. I'm dead against that. I'm going to be brutally honest. As a fan, you go, "Oh yeah, brilliant. He wants to fight for a place." But I feel whoever's offering Dobra some advice didn't offer him the best advice here.
Yeah. I agree. I like Dobra, and I've said he should be in around the first team. But yeah, we can all jump up and down and say, yeah, look at he wants to fight for his place. But when he's not even getting on the bench at the minute, and look at the injury list we've got, doesn't he think to himself, look, I'll go away maybe till January? Because he's not.
Why is he not on the bench? Why is he not on the bench? I don't get that.
You can have that conversation till you're blue in the face, but why?
Played Friday night, mate. He played Friday, didn't he, for the 23s?
Yeah, but why?
But why does he think he's better than Ali, Kane, any player that's gone out on loan? Beckham went out on loan once. Like, all these players have gone out on loan once upon a time in their career down at Wolfenden to learn their trade, to get better. Like, you can play well just training, but you can't play better just training.
23's football, waste of time. 23's football for him.
Do you know what I mean? He can play well, but he's never going to get better just training.
They did say the rumour was that Crawley were going to stick him out on a wing or something, and it's not the position he wanted to be in. I personally feel like he should be in around the first team and in our first team squad.
I agree.
That was fantastic. Should be in that squad for me.
But if you did a depth chart, NFL style, on both flanks and in the middle, you've got, like we just said, Lancaster's nowhere near the first team. Well, he's in the first team, but he's not playing.
No, he's not playing.
So you're not going to put
Bennett's ahead of him.
That's 2.
Yeah.
We got Judge obviously playing, Sears obviously playing, Edwards is on fire. You've got 15 games between now and January. Just go out on loan and play 15 games out wide on the left. Prove you shouldn't be a winger, or prove you can play out wide. Whip it up, and then come January, you can come home and say, look, I'm not a winger, but I did it. Now I've done 7 assists, 8 goals. Play me.
What did Lambert say? What's Lambert said to him though? That would have been an interesting conversation, wouldn't it? Because obviously Lambert would say to him, go out on loan and play.
Yeah, you should always. Yeah. Oh, he would have said, go out and play, get yourself going, get yourself proving you should be in the team, come back a better player. Adam says, experience playing first team men is important. Look at Harry Clark, Arsenal 23 captain, going to Oldham. Yeah, it's true. Bennett's looks nervous, but Bennett's is here on loan to restart his career. McGuinness is here for a reason, right? For the same reason as Arsenal. They want him to get playing game time.
He'll go back in January. If he's hardly played, they'll loan him out somewhere else, won't they?
Maybe.
My worry.
And we'll miss that link. We'll have, if he played, we'd have a link with Arsenal, and they'd say, right, I said this the other week. You've got a link. You've took one of our young players. He's played games. We trust you. Here's another youngster. If he doesn't play, it's like Giorgio. You just said there, Martin. Hardly played. Went back to Spurs.
I like Giorgio. He was good in his little cameos he had for us. But look, a week's a long time in football. If we've got a couple of bad results pending, in a week's time, we might have McGuinness playing. So you just don't know, do you?
You don't. But Cruncher's right. Your loan manager at these clubs are crossing you off a list because, well, he's not going to get game time there because he doesn't play. He's not going to get game time here. Look at Chelsea. They forge these links with clubs, and if you look after the player, they
Yeah.
Right, we're done. We're dusted. We've gone over time, but who gives a damn? We appreciate every single one of you.
Brilliant.
Anything else before we depart?
No, let's just hope we've got a couple of good results coming. It's a big week. It's a big week for Town, this.
It is.
You know, while we've got people like Portsmouth floating around in mid-table and Oxford bottom, we want to grow that gap, don't we? We need to grow that gap at the top.
Yeah, we really do. But we're top of the table. We're back on Tuesday, match day ticket. Myself, Neil and Steve. Have a great weekend. Have a great Sunday roast. Have a great burger. Enjoy a pint. And we'll see you all Tuesday evening. Yeah, we're done.
Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.
Come on, you Blues.
Come on, you Blues. Yes, 3 points coming in.